run too much within EMEA. So we'll see how they're going to be able to cope with that, if they're going to be ready for what will be a lot of those Melsa walls sectioning off angles. And for now, at least, we're going to have that aggressive push directly through Art. They're pushing, well, I want to say into the trap, but actually, Nuke's utility is not placed here at all.
Yeah, this is the one avenue that's wide open for the taking. Giants evidently suspecting more of the play towards the doors, wanting the support of flashes. Instead, they're going to have a tougher time and actually keeping these players back. You see down in the pit, you've got Nukia almost isolated at this point while the rest of the team makes its way around. And yeah, he's going to be taken down once they decide to aggress for that spot.
Yeah, that is the thing with these sort of compositions. There's only so many places you can actually put your utility. I'm sure Kru have done their research of how best to try and isolate this man. Hoodie, though, has already done well, but it's Kesnet just taken over. We talk about this man as a superstar. He's not quite going to close it with the ace. And in fact, Rhyme now somehow fighting back into this one. Time up against him, and the nanos are going to shred his HP. Makes the chances of this slim to almost impossible. He has to just stick this one all the way, and Nags is not going to allow for it. It's Kru.
Today, with how close we ended up, 13-10, you take a pistol round away from Giants, and it's a different game that we're playing in that previous map. Valuable start, maybe even Blade Storm online for round 3.
Yeah, that's the thing. With this sort of purchase, you might be thinking, oh, Kesnet has to be a little bit careful, but in fact...
give it to him.
No, come on. Kesnet getting one kill. He either gets 2 kills or he gets 1 kill and dies. That's how this round's going to go. And then someone else will pick up the rifle. That's why Davies hasn't bought a rifle, because he knows that one's going on the ground.
One's getting dropped when the blade
and if it's not, then he'll probably, after the 2 kills, Kesnet will give it to him. Now, on the other side of things, well, they fully went towards Art last round, so Giants have decided, let's stack Art. 4 players here.
This flash contact is so important. There it is, first player spotted. Now there's the flash, but the response from Kru. They stand strong. Not a single player falling to that trap play from Giants. And it's again Nukia isolated, this time because the rest of his teammates are waiting for the next round. Just a classic in hand.
Melsa's going to be 1 away as well now. So that they have nailed it when it comes to the ults. Other than Nags again, maybe even they could invest into a rifle now onto Davies, which is exactly what they do, because you've got Blade Storm guaranteed for the next round. So I don't mind the idea. In fact, I love...
Look at this, 3rd round, bonus round, by the way. Rifles all around, Blade Storm can come online. This is going to be a little bit ridiculous for the side of Giants. They have back-to-back buys to beat. And yeah, the Reckoning, I assume it's going to be used, having taken that orb. Look for the B site to be cleared out completely, make it very difficult for Nukia to do anything in the way of fighting this squad back. They do seem a bit hesitant, though. I think expecting some counter utility from Giants.
I think it's just a bit too quiet. That's all it is. Drone is going to spot a fair bit of information. Instantly becomes more of a retake setup, although if the Reckoning does go through, Nukia is going to be somewhat trapped at the back of the site. You could see all of his utility. I think they're trying to find where the different trips will be, and with the patient positioning of Davies, they could still swap this back. The thing is, though, the time is starting to tick. So I think they're just going to hide here and hope that somebody gets a little bit greedy on the other side.
Yeah, when that doesn't happen, 35 seconds or so, Davies trying to fake it out, drag rotations, and then the ult will come through. There it is, the Reckoning in play.
30 seconds left.
What's the decision from these players? It looks like Nukia is just going to be dancing around, but he's been stunned up now. That's going to be difficult for him to really find a spot. Hold on, he's got a corner now where he's safe. He's evaded their vision, and oh no, close! Lightning fast reactions to drop him, but 12 seconds, and they need to get the plant in. Nagsit is on it, and nobody can deny by the looks of things that plant is secured. Kru have lost the man advantage, though. Given over to Giants and all the chaos, doubled up on with Davies falling, and both players now in towards B Hall. Kesnet and Nagsit clutching it out with no utility from the Viper and no teammates to help out. A huge play needed from Nagsit, and not today. Giants
the Reckoning to just make things that little bit more awkward for him, but it is just this utility combo. Like, you have the factor of the cams with Giants on this defensive side, have these little trap plays, have these ideas that get them information and free kills without actually having to take mass risks.
Here.
round 4, as we said, not a problem for Kru. The Bladestorm certainly helping bolster out the buy, having invested into one rifle previously. And now they're stacked up, ready to fight. Orbs being contested for, being seized towards A, and that gets Giants a little curious here in all these updrafts. They've spotted a few players. That's all part of the plan. That's why Kru have left Nagsit and Davies holding down control across the map. So they're intending to rotate, hopefully selling that fake yet again or allowing Davies to thread the needle later on.
It's very patient. After the early control. I think Kru have been fantastic with their orb management throughout the series on their attack side especially. Now though, again, they go back to art. This is where they had their success in the pistol round. Information not really had, but Hoodie is watching. He'll spot Kesnet, but dealing with him is a different beast.
They made it look like they were rotating B. Vitinho not here to have the initial fight at least. Hoodie isolated. That wall will go down soon. Vitinho's chance to answer up, but he goes through it and is dropped immediately. Even without the Bladestorm, Kesnet proves to be deadly. And it's Nukia and Cloud now on a near impossible retake. So many opponents up against them. They've got a buddy system. There's the swing out from Nagsit after the initial.
And it's something that a lot of the time your contact comes off your killjoy. That's where you have a lot of that information had, be it use of a turret or even just having a lot of pushing a bit further forward with the spike. But that was the plan. That wasn't just him. Like Klaus went forward as well. Kesnet was fighting forward. They clearly have a plan as a team. And because of that, they haven't been able to deal with it on the other side. Operator now in for Vitinho. It's left Rhyme just on a pistol though, and timing just about works out for him there. He could have been dead within a second. Instead, instant util usage just to hold them back.
Some information will be stolen, you would think, but Rhyme still has the angle. Able to comfortably clear that no one has pushed up, no one's taken the space. Why would they do that? Why would they put utility in? Oh, yeah, exactly. Just in case they're hiding back, selling another fake rotation. But this time, it's deemed to be a real threat. Seems the B side is on.
Oh, wow.
Well, they're really making sure. I'm not surprised after what happened in the previous round. They want to be 100% certain that this is, in fact, a B hit, and now they know, without a shadow of a doubt.
Players. This is a big rotation from Giants. Getting everybody into position, and with 35 seconds left, there's not really time to switch things back up. Caught by Nuke's trips again, and it's going very well for Giants on the hold. Walking into that Cypher setup has been an utter nightmare, but all the util and ults used by Giants just to get them this information. What can Davies even do here? I think the best point of call is just hold on to the gun. And you look at the finances, it's not bad, but just want to make sure that they have everything for the next round.
Yeah, it certainly makes sense. Melzer's going to need a drop. Giants, though, getting out scot-free, no damage whatsoever. The wide swing out of one of those players, and they want their weapons. They want their economy to be built up. Beautiful stuff, and yeah, I saw 2 players past the harbor wall already. You
To fight when he didn't have a lot to lose. It does seem, though, that if Kru can figure out where Nuke is holding, avoiding his setup is the right plan. Like getting away from wherever he is. The difference is, though, much heavier arc control, and in that space they placed Vitinho, a solid flash to help him out with that opener, and losing Melzer, that's rough. That's such a hard take now without having that harbor util.
Yeah, they've lost almost everything. You can see Nagsit, your other controller, trying to make his way down towards B. Has managed to sneak himself into a spot, but they know they've given up that control. You can see Nukia quite conscious of it, and there you go. Even more so with the camera spotting him. Here comes the drone just to confirm only one player spotted. Steps now heard, making their way down from the connector. About to emerge. Cloud's got a spot that's been spotted, indeed. They know exactly where Rhyme is, and they found Nukia. All the information to play with, but dealing with them's a different story. They've just seen Giants step it up, win every single duel, and leave Davies in a 1v4. 35 seconds on the clock, Spike in his back pocket, but no way forward. 2 players already primed and posted to swing. Oh, okay, Vitinho goes down, but there's...
I don't think anybody was able to get up there in time. Everybody else was on the site, so yeah, I think they just gave up, realizing that they wouldn't get it. So it's at least something. He's going to buy it straight back up anyway, so it's not the end of the world. Basically just play against the strength of Kru's comp, like being able to deny them that info with everything that they have. Instead, they're just droning, splashing, sending those darts through. And again, I think combining that with Nukia's hold, it means they can't really sneak anyway. Now, though, they could walk. It's the second round in a row. They've gone straight into that util. And I think Giants, after having a couple of rounds struggling to hold on to Art, they're so much more proactive on it now that I just don't feel like Kru are going to have the same level of success there.
Even Davies thinks that he's sneaking up, but again, this is control that has been given up, that has been conceded. Nukia's holding the way back out, just in case anyone does make it all the way down here. Even on an off angle as well. Oh, but oh no, he made a step. They know that he's here. They're watching the angle. Now he's running away. Oh no, Kru slipping up behind. They've just seen him ground the corner. Davies moves towards the B side. That gets Nukia running
beautiful.
back, and Kesnet catches. Kru can go anywhere. The world is their oyster, and it's towards the B site. Only Cloud standing and wait. Okay, he'll get the first. Cloudburst lets him by some more. Cloud with 3. That might be the round.
Oh, it's just unbelievable.
Oh,
They've even got him in a grab well, but the rifle will be collected.
not planted in the pit now, is it?
Yeah, it's going to be outside, but he might still opt to play into it. Try and find himself a kill. Timing going to be everything he's walked into right. But no, it's one of those things where he is playing the rat role.
For sure. Question really around Cypher so far, though. Has the utility brought them a lot of value? And I
Definitely.
It has in moments. The amount of space on Art and mid, though, that Kru have been able to garner is slightly ridiculous.
Oh, look at where his util is.
Exactly. That's the response. And no longer playing it on the sites to try and catch them with trap plays and get kills. Instead, it's about securing map control. And I think this adjustment is very much what I wanted to see coming into this round.
Yeah, I will say, though, like even his cam alone, in my eyes, has done more than enough. Like the amount they've garnered when it comes to these B site hits, it's just been unstoppable. The amount of assists and free kills he's got on the team has been great. Now, though, again, early default round from Kru, but they're only just starting to put that pressure in onto mid. You've got much more control held. The operator, again, Fatinho's been in a different spot every single round. Like he entried on A, he entried deep within the A site onto Art. Now he's on the cross. He has been spotted, though. Does he go back for this? He does. He waits for the supportive utility. Then it comes in Dreads. Then again, the swing back, but he pops the Blade Storm. See you later, Kesnet.
Even under pressure, he's able to deliver now. This is the Fatinho we wanted to see kicking off today's game, kicking off this tournament.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds, the plant needed. On the way through, Davies might catch one, but Nukia's too quick, and they know exactly where Nagzit is.
He doesn't need to, because they have that supportive utility. Gravwell pulls in Klaus, and then he's just there. This is where the individual brilliance comes out of Fatinho. The game is sort of cat and mouse, as there is a Hunter's Fury ready for Cloud.
Blade Storm attempt. You'll love to see it. No reward for the first one-up draft left to try that somewhere else a little later into the round. Kesnet, ever dangerous with this Blade Storm, but you've got to be cautious on clearing a lot of these angles just because of how annoying Fatinho has been in these early fights. That's 2 players spotted on mid. The flash, not likely to get too much, blinding up the Tiger a moment, delaying its progress. They haven't spotted Rhyme. That's something. Fatinho looking the other way on A main. The Blade Storm gets an opportunity to step forward, force a fight, and up and in he goes! There's one for Kesnet, but he can't react in time as Fatinho drops him. And another kill for the side of Giants leaves Malzer and Davies to do it all, hoping that maybe this reckoning can make it too difficult for Fatinho to find a shot, and that seems to hold true, but Blade Storm, or Hunter's Fury, has come through. It's trying to find Malzer, it's getting close, but he's evaded it.
They're going to use the lockdown. This is Kru expending almost everything in a round where one of their players is just on 30 HP, desperately trying to get themselves into an afterplant scenario. And now realizing that the site will be as safe as it can be. The thing is, though, the advantage still massively in the favor of Giants as they head into this retake.
They should have this on lockdown. Trading on the way through. It's Cloud that's going alone, has a recon for late round as they posture up to move on through. But Nukia's been isolated. A great peek from Davies, the timing near perfect. He's heard Cloud as well. Has a good idea that he's coming from this angle. The recon not going to find Davies, actually it will. And so will Fatinho, but Malzer's behind, it's a whiff! Now they're defusing it, and Melzer has to rush in, has to deny this up close.
No. A little bit cursed, if anything, from Melzer. Vitinho, ever since he's had this operator in hand. Half for Giants, well, the fact is, this could be an incredibly dominant half. If it wasn't for the pistol and second round loss, they have definitely been on point. That's the first time that Vitinho has actually gone down off the opening fight. He's been winning it every time with the operator.
A huge scalp to claim for the side of Kru, and even more so, getting that operator into the hands of a man like Kesnet. Now Kru pose a pretty significant threat to Giants in every corner they round. And this is a round where they didn't have a lot to work with already. A promising start. 1 minute and 7 seconds on the clock, and Kru can take this anywhere. I mean, they're all grouped up on mid, so it's an equal risk, but it looks like Kesnet's going to be going back out for more, just about missing these players. The swing's coming through a little lower than he was expecting, and Nuki is able to win it back.
Oh, in fact, he goes in for a little bit more. Wants to try and do as much damage as he can. And actually, it almost goes very badly wrong. Rhyme trying to pounce. Now Kru, they've picked up weapons. This definitely had some vulnerabilities at the beginning of the round. The fact is now it's into a 3 versus 3, pushing off the back of the Tiger. You can see the Cosmic Divide utilized to try and section off a main. Fortunately, there's only one player actually sat from that angle. The rest are waiting on art. There's even a late alarm bot. Cloud thought he might have had the drop on them, but not today.
Yeah, luckily Davies was staying in range that whole time. But with Klaus down, the pressure is certainly on. Melzer, operator, having to walk through the wall. It's about to fade. Davies up close, spotted and taken down. It's all on the up, and the shot is missed. He needs to find this diffuser. In his mind, they're already diffusing, and there's barely any time left. That's a whiffed shot.
It's been 4 diffuses in a row for the side of Giants. They've definitely been in on these retakes in close scenarios, and unfortunately, a lot of these fights at Davies there, you kind of expect him to win. Melzer in the lead. Their players are looking in form. And now they're going to try and go back towards this B site. Set up, ready is Vitinho. As I said, I think he's lost one of these opening duels, and well, he'll miss another one, but he has left Cloud behind. Now, they saw him up on that spot. The thing is, though, Kru, well, I think almost luckily, they're going to go fading away. The early duel not going in their favor. They sell that idea in the minds of Giants. There's 3 players currently on that side of the map, but guess whose setup is on A? That's why Giants are so confident.
Tiger through mid, spotted Davies. It's not a ton of information. Lurking Killjoy, even if they were still going for B, is certainly a possibility, even a probability as well. Nobody spotted mid. Now, at this point, yeah, I like this. The shift over from Ryan. He's now watching that double door. Potentially, it's freeing up Hoodie to go on the rotate, which he's going to do. He'll be ready for this retake, but the decision is made to retake. Remember that early pistol round, Nuki got caught in this corner. He won't have that happen again.
No, also Reckoning. It just reveals his position, stuns him up. He can't even sit within any of the util that he has. It's just not worth it. If he can get a kill, Neural Theft available to reveal the rest. Instead, they actually go swinging out, and it's just a shutdown. Luckily for them, they have someone as good as Kesnet to make this round look competitive once again. A push coming through from Art as well. They have to be careful about it. Even know that he's there, but knowing and stopping him is another thing altogether. Nuke left alone. He'll put down the first. Somehow turning this back into a 1 versus 1. Davies' util will buy him the extra time that he needs. Surely at this point, the clock is too far gone, and he will...
That dash certainly got him by surprise.
The thing is, he would have known he's there because he was getting pinged up by the dart.
See, that's the thing, though. The ping came in. Advantage in an aim duel. You're not winning the aim duel. 7-4, 1 round left to compete for, and Kru, look, it's definitely not too far gone yet. Building up rounds on that attack side. We'll see if they can find a 5th.
Wouldn't be ideal, but definitely would be workable, especially with the changes that have come into this map, although I say a lot of those changes kind of help out when you're running a more normal controller.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you as much, but you could use the Poison Orb for the same sort of cross to be held. Even still, though, if Giants get up to 8 rounds on this defensive side, we'll definitely be singing their praises. They've looked very good thus far, especially considering the pistol loss. And Kru have to actually try and get this 5th round onto the board. Vitinho has been shut down a little bit over the last couple of rounds, but he's still going to hold the control, more importantly.
Steadfast with that up. And they've spotted the control that's being lost. They know there's players coming up through that double door. Nice kill on the Davies, the lurker, and now we look towards the B side itself. Cloud's already been deleted. Nuke ready for someone up top, but they came down below, rushing it through, grabbing a plant. The advantage now seems to be theirs. With this plant, Kesnick gets Blade Storm too, and he wants to use it immediately. Popped Klaus up close, and he runs into the operator. Now things get dangerous. A Blade Storm on each side, but Kesnick has 2 targets to take down, and one of them is Fatinho, who has been on fire. This is a weird position though for the plant spot. This could catch them off guard.
Oh, maybe not. No, they're going to be smoking it off. But the thing is, this could actually help him out, because he's going to sit here. They're going to witness the plant for long. And I don't know if they'll check this late. No, it's being checked by Rhyme, holding it for at least a second. But in this 1 versus 2, they're going to start running out of places to check. Still, though, Kesnick lands the first and second.
Display from this squad, and a Red Bull clutch to close it out. That's certainly going to put the wind in your sails. So smartly played as well. Every second of this.
Him on the defensive side in general was something to fear, and something that I'm sure Giants will have considered. Already, just look at where Kru are going. They never just sit back when it comes to their pistols. They're constantly looking to fight. The fact is, though, Giants are not. They're sat there watching for any sort of aggression, for any of these plays to come through, a good read on what their opponents are attempting, and now nothing has been seen. They're going to start doubling back towards this B site, which is exactly where Davies has his full setup.
That's spotted. Davies now has a decision to make. Giving up the control. Turret has been destroyed. Alarm bot, though, still covering the close cross, but he's called for reinforcements. And those reinforcements are coming through. The spawn crew, though, will be running right into the full force of Giants as they look to rotate. Firing squad waiting. That's evidently caught Giants by surprise. The flash a little late, followed up on Fatinho. Able to grab one, but they're blinded in return. It's a skirmish for the spawn, and it looks like Giants might win it, but Naxxit has other ideas. Already with 3, and there's
last map. Like, the buy rounds were mostly going the way of Kru in that first half of map 1, unable to take the pistols. Now they've taken both pistols and look to try and recreate. I'm going to be honest, I think everybody in this room would like to see. But here we go, though. Attack side is going to just be Cloud investing into a Sheriff. Let's see if he can make it costly.
Now let's see what damage can be done. The Marshall on Kesnick already firing off. Nuke has been left down to 24. Somehow the Classic wins that fight. Damage done again. It should be followed up on a little bit later, but we don't want to see too many more weapons dropped for the side of Kru. Nice clean round from this point forward would be ideal. Giants want to take it elsewhere. The Bulldog on Hoodie leads the charge towards the B site. And it is once again Davies stood waiting for this charge to come through, and he will give up a lot of this control. You don't want to be overwhelmed by the pistols, especially now as you suspect they'll have a better weapon. I hope he doesn't go through this smoke.
Yeah, it's an awkward smoke to fight through. In fact, it's left a massive gap up top.
Spike down.
Somewhat a one-way for the lower, but definitely doesn't do the same when it comes to above. Giving Kesnick an angle is never a great idea. Already a couple of players lower. Plant, hey, it wouldn't be bad. An extra few credits. A long spot being taken as well. It leaves Nuke, and hey, he really does take contact with a lot of these rounds. You'll see him dashing into the side, leading the way. Oh, Rhymes, got to be a little bit careful here. But an early shutdown of B long, something expected to be challenged. A lot of utility set up over on B side of the map. And bear in mind, this purchase is only just the pistols alongside the weapons they had before. It leaves them in quite a bit of trouble to actually hold on to this site, and with Fatinho already kicking things off, not a bad start to the round.
Said it needs to be good on opening duels, and well, there's the first at least. Has been tagged up, as well as some of his teammates, and the rifles are still to have their say in this round on the side of Kru. Wallbank's not quite landing. Fatinho on another, and now he's got the support of Hoodie. Going to be much more willing to swing through and help him. Damage done, Davies down. Kesnick tagged through the wall, and it looks like Fatinho was on for the ace. Kesnick on the other side to shut him out. But still 3 opponents left to take down, and it's too much.
No aces to close it out. It looks like it's set up every single time, but yeah. this is what we come to expect from Fatinho on this map. He is so happy to almost just dive in first, take those fights, and, well, you might not be able to rely on him to do through manage to take versus Paper X. Because Paper X, very different beast in terms of their composition, but he has been flying high so far in this matchup, and expectations are that he's not going to be stopping anytime soon.
Kru's buy round with Kesnet on the operator. That's where things get truly scary, but for now, utilized on the wrong side of the map. No way for them to know that, but smoke down as well in front of the turret. You can see that on double doors. So for Kru, they're losing information without really knowing it.
Yeah, they've got Klaus back towards the spawn though. He's been like sort of jiggling back and forth. Just gonna use his flash in towards Art. I think as though again, I feel like Giants are expecting there to be some sort of push across the map. A lot of the time with this Viper Harbor, you're able to sort of lock down an angle and then pressure off the back of it. Instead now they go pushing in towards this mid connector. Mouser again just looking to try and delay as much as possible, even throwing down the cove as something they'll have to try and break through. They've only got 20 seconds here, Mitch.
Yeah, the time is incredibly low, and they still have utility to fight their way through. Davies tucked in a corner, might have a chance to do some damage. He's popped the nano, they don't expect him then! But he's only good for the one. An attempt to deny this spike plant, and it will not be found. So Kesnet now in a 1 versus 3, has to try to fight back through, get that defused. Blade Storm activated, AWP in hand, and he's on his way. He's being revealed. They know not to overpeak him, not to give him that chance. It'll be off a flash if it comes through at all. And I think the contact off a sound cue more so. There it is. Oh, nice attempt. Put them on the home stretch for the attackers.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We now have to start talking about what this match means for either side. Giants looking to fight for a rematch versus EDG from the very beginning of LCQ to now. Could be ending in defeat. But the fact is, you can never count this team out. When the pressure is on, it seems like that's when they arise. And unfortunately for them, this round not likely to be the turning point. The thing is, though, I like that round from Giants. Even though they were late into that site, they were methodical. Even with a couple of sneaky plays coming out from the defense, they were very good on their trading. It is something we talk about a lot when we speak of Giants as their structure, their fundamentals. A lot of buzzwords. For now, though, it's just a stack on the A site. And with already Fatinho taking a lot of space, nothing really being spotted, it's going to be patient from Giants. There's no doubt about that, but if they walk up into this B site, there is no one here.
You don't always get the reward for that patience. Sometimes delaying this long sees Kru rotate already and now stacked up on B, but that's not the case in this reality. Giants seem to have some free control. They'll be able to walk their way in, grab a plant, and then have just pistols and a Marshal to deal with in the post plant.
I've got your 30 seconds left.
Strength in numbers can come into play. And look, they're not even certain. It's too quiet here. They're sending out Seekers to try and confirm. They've done just that. They know everybody's off site. Over towards double doors are the closest players. Maybe the pace from someone like Kesnet could catch them off. Already pretty close. Marshal in hand. Shot fired off. Nothing landed though. And that's his dash already burned. Rhyme knows it's a player reloading close, but now he's overstayed his welcome a little bit. It's getting scary. The shots aren't hitting either. Fatinho has to hightail it out of here. Left on 40. He's actually got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I was going to say the shorty out, but somehow he got the kill with it. Great damage done. And this is a buy round that means everything to them.
Well, all I'm going to say is thank God for Hoodie. Like, if he doesn't manage to basically quickly adjust his
2-0 prediction, but
maybe
we'll see. There's still plenty of runway ahead of them, but this buy round could be a turning point for the side of Kru.
It has
Operator
to be.
It very much does. If they stumble here, Giants are knocking on victory's door and only need one more.
I feel like that was the moment, Kargon. I have just seen Kesnet with an operator.
Run.
Let's go back. But the thing is, Kesnet gone. They've just seen me with an operator. I'm going to go to the other side of the map. And he's stacked up. They've got 4 players on A right now. If they were to hit this throughout, this is the best opportunity the Kru could possibly have, with almost their entire team waiting for this take.
Seekers going out, confirming that they're walking into this stack. But hold on, how much utility is being seen by the side of Giants? Did they get spooked now? They've seen Seekers, they see Killjoy utility, they've seen a Snakebite as well. Sure, one burned up already. Little bit of weight off your shoulders. And actually it's two, I don't know if they know that though. Exit has none left. No utility, just a rifle player now. Same thing for Davies. They've burned it up. And I like the idea, okay, so they've pumped the brakes, hoping the crew think it's a fake. Hoping the crew think it's the B-side instead, and they do because Kesnet's rotated. There's 3 players now in position to hold this off, and kind of awkward for them. They've got to time this run through perfectly. Davies got one, no punish until Cloud comes through, but Klaus is there to catch him. Vitinho in an awkward spot. He's good for one, but that's it. No escape. With the plant coming in eventually, Giants find themselves behind at 2 versus 3 now in front of them, and one of those is still Kesnet.
The thing is, though, if you'd want anybody, Nukia, Rhyme, post-plant positions, looking to just try and play off of each other. Nukia holding patiently for the swing, but Mel's is going to win that fight. And now the IGL of Rhyme, he has to spam away. Needs to get rid of this cove, which he has done, but the smoke leaves it impossible. They're going to defuse on the...
Now sitting at 10-8. The economy's still good for Giants, but Kru have got a little bit of a credit. A bankroll to work with.
Reckoning, Lockdown as well. They have perfect ultimates for any form of retake. Once again, a similar setup, but this time it seems like Giants are going for a much more direct approach. It could just be an attempt to farm up the orb, but they've taken further control here.
As you said, those ultis, a big weight off the shoulders of Kru if they do have to go for retakes. Huge potential to shut Giants out post-plant. They're seeing utility on its way. Snakebite down. Landed perfectly on the stairs, but it doesn't matter. It's enough to deter, you would think. Maybe not, though, because Vitinho's gone up and over into the site. Reckoning in play. Sorry, Lockdown, excuse me. It was the Defender Killjoy ultimate. That's why we see the response of a Hunter's Fury to destroy it. But Kru still have managed to hold on to this control. There are 5 players sat here waiting for the side of Giants to go for that plan so they can burst out and take them down. The flash used by Klaus. Now, they don't have another one if they do want to actually execute, but that was just checking that they're still here.
Oh, the spam. Rhymes had to pretty much move completely out of there, and now the Reckoning, 30 seconds left. Are they actually going to hightail it all the way back around to the B side? The thing is, I think they will have heard each other's steps. Nukia was right up against that wall. I think he knows that Kesnet is already making his way round in towards the side. He needs to hit this shot, and he will. Exactly when needed. The rest of the players, they should save. There's no way that Rhyme gets a plant in from here. The others out towards long. Kru, again, have been able to hold them back. The high impact ults and the shots just not missing. The difference now down to just 1.
A push, but by the looks of it, they want to make a push right away. The A site has a lot of players from Kru, and it's a good thing they've been spotted with that cam out from Nukia. He knows there's aggression, and he'll back off, giving the control. There's not a quick response from Giants, though. It's not like they go blitzing down into B. I'm conscious that there could just be 1 or 2 players moving up on A. They could be waiting, baiting them into a trap elsewhere on the map. That's not the case. And they're just going to go info finding in the mid-round.
Yeah, just stalling a little bit. You can see still Mouse's utility just... They don't know how much control Giants have actually taken, so they're happy to just section off that connector. Art is going to be the main pressure point, but the thing is, with Nags so far forward, he could make this very awkward for them. He could even put a pit that cuts off both angles if he really wanted to. The fact is, though, that's more of just a ruse. And again, the read coming out from Kru is spot on. The majority of their players, at least for the moment, are going to be in the right place at the right time. The thing is, though, already forcing one off the angle, the drone getting so much info as they look to pressure in.
I've seen Davies go in through the smoke to try and take that fight. Rhyme got surprised by it. Davies is still going. That's his 3rd kill. With Cloud falling, the spike is on the floor, and so is Hoodie. Nukia soon to follow suit. He'll pick up one on the Kesnet, but still 3 players to take down. 15 seconds, a spike to be planted. They will never allow this to happen. And there you go, Davies with
this one onto his head. It's been 3 rounds in a row. You've seen as well, just Davies, it was wild. Like, the fact is, I almost feel like that was just an attempt to try and defend Kesnet. Like, he gets tagged up by the drone. He's been falling into the trap, the more stacked up side of the map. And actually, it's been mostly site control. Like, even just look at where the alarm bot is right now. It's just to stop them getting into the spawn. Everything else, Kru have just been going, okay, let's push A, let's hold B. We're not going to actually play the middle parts of the map at all.
They certainly haven't needed to. You saw Giants attempt at that on the defense, but Kru were always able to thread the needle, sneak up behind them, and just cause headaches. Kru, though, seems to be a lot more success, at least so far.
Giants have picked up the pace, though. I think they're starting to realize, okay, well, the last few rounds we managed to clear this was free, so rather than spending a lot of utility to do that, let's just sprint through at the beginning of the round and see what we find. And well, now they managed to get here about 30 seconds earlier.
It's all about trading. If someone was there confident in their individual ability, and they better be, because on the way out, they're going to see Melzer, but they haven't seen the operator standing on the site. Kesnet peeks out and says hello to Fidinho. They need to find him, and they can't root him out. Here's the Blade Storm to back him up. He'll be safe for a moment while those Seekers fade away. And now he can set up back in the spawn for more. 2 kills under his belt already, and 2 left on the board with Nukia and Rhyme. A safe plant found. Does he even have anything to get out of here? No stars, none refreshing. Rhyme is just a pure duelist now, has to take fights, and he'll get nothing done. Leaving it to Nukia. If anyone was going to clutch from this position, it would be this man. He starts it out well with Kesnet down. He hears the steps of the others, but they're about to round the corner. He's flashed, he's blinded, and he's not able to find this. Surely, the snake bite up and over his head.
We really took our time to split through that connector and make our way onto this B site. Let's do it much faster and hope they don't rotate in time. The problem is, not only did they rotate in time, but see that at home already.
No, it's an unbelievable performance from this man. We said that Fidinho was dangerous in opening duels, but wow, Kesnet, not only for the first, he's always good for 2 or 3 more afterwards. It's the scary thing. Now on the way in, Klaus has already opened it, and Fidinho won't have any success. No space found as he finds himself down and out of the round before his teammates make it out of A main. This is a troubling start to this attacking round for Giants. Losing out on this one, a lot of players won't have money for the next, and Kru will be knocking on victory's door with 12-10. We need to see something from these attackers, and they're hoping they can find success on B.
It's a site that's currently empty, but we've witnessed it already from Kru. They are happy to play off their advantages. I think with the time gone, and with the flash going through, this might be where we start to witness a rotation. In fact, no, everybody still just sat on the other side of the map. It has been quite often the case for Giants to just pause and then hit the same site, so it looks like they're just going for that hard read, and if they're wrong, well, it will just be the hit in towards the site, but you can start seeing them shuffling. Kesnet already making his move, and of course, if you're on the Giants side, you're not going to expect this. You're not going to expect 0 players to be on B, so you have to take your time.
The reality is, Kru's retakes have already been on point.
Left.
Add to that the fact that they have the Viper's Pit if things get a little scary.
And almost all their util. Like, look how much util, other than Davies, which for obvious reasons is on the ground, they still have the Tiger, they still have a Flash, they still have all of the smokes, they still have a Snake Bite, like, and they might not even need it, because they got Kesnet, who's just gonna pop ahead a second as well. Like, they don't even need any of the util, and this is exactly where we wanted to end up within this series. The Giants, well, they need an answer, Mitch.
They most certainly do. And the side of Giants will seek that answer out in the brain of Pipson. Who, no, close.
Yeah.
And even with 1 round left, I think there's a possibility we get there. Even look at him. He's starting this round out in the right position. All 5 targets on his way. A target-rich environment. Let's see if he can farm up the kills. Drone already destroyed, and he's biding his time. He's letting them feel safe. Finally, they've realized he's here, and it hasn't cost them one of their players. Thankfully, a blind shot through the smoke not landing either. But he hasn't had the chance really out in the open again. He will in just a moment, but with Klaus going down, with Melzer falling, now more than ever they need Kesnet.
Yeah, more direct approach from Giants. Back to basics. They've been playing down the time, and the run and gun is what works out for them. Trading effectively back to those fundamentals. Still, though, plenty to play with. I think it's over with Kesnet gone. In fact, Nuke, he's just worked out as the entry fragger in this one. A completely different style to everything we've seen from Giants, but whatever it is, it's working. And while for Nags, look, financially, they could just try and make this one costly, but it isn't.
Well, that's Kesnet not hitting the shots with the operator, which is a serious rarity. I find it hard to believe we'll see that again. But with Nuke getting close, he was able to find all the value. And once again, Kesnet seems to be in the right place. He's on B long, operator in hand, and plenty of players on their way. And there's his shot again. It will fail to find its mark. He has a backup rifle to play with, though.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a surprise. Again, the same style of execution. This time with the Cosmic Divide, though, he's spamming with that Phantom, does a little bit of damage, but nothing to really write home about. They're just going to try and hold on to some of that control, at least it seemed. Lockdown is available for Davies, though. This will force them back that little bit further. Hoodie, for now, pressuring forward, but it feels like they almost have to fall back. Instead, though, no, they wait. They use the Hunter's Fury to deny that extra space and leave it into a 5v5 retake.
Yeah, they waited a moment just to delay Kru as they're waiting for the lockdown to come through. It's finally destroyed. Now they have to go back into all these positions and clear them out the old-fashioned way. And it's not going well. Giants already with 3. Kesnet tries to have his hero round, but regulation, you said, for him to win, for them to win the game, to win this map, he needs more than 30.
It's assumed.
He's going to do it now.
You don't know. Before the 5-round streak, 10-7 was the scoreline in favor of Giants. Now they have a chance once again to take this over the line in 2.
I think we're robbed if we don't go all the way to split. Giants, on that defensive side, they've looked good in some of these buy rounds. The challenge was really holding on to art control, holding on to mid. They put Fitino here, and he's taking Kesnet out, following up for more. Surely he stops here. The dash online. We don't want to see him overheat because it's a 5 versus 2. Malzer and Nagset with it all to do. Kru may just be mounting their defense, facing down the barrel of elimination.
You need the ultimate amount of Krupium to believe they'll be able to take this round over the line. Art was one of their major successes in the early rounds of this matchup. Something very quickly adapted to by Giants. And now Melzer left in an impossible clutch. 1 versus 5. I have to believe they're going to have to try and do this once again on their own defensive side. Nothing to be found. A prime for Kru. Elimination just 1 round away.
Match and series on the line. Life at the international event about to be stolen away, and for Kru, being a champion's away from locking it in. No operator. Instead, it's the rifles and an aggressive stance from Kru, beginning it and pushing up and around this corner on A, spamming through, but not able to force an open fight. The cage blocking sight lines, and Giants want to speed up. I thought they were going to split A for a second, but it's the right call. Clearing out this space they've seen for free before and blitzing down to B. But look at the rotation. Kru are here.
Yeah, it's a foot race all the way. This has been the story of this B site. Can they get back into position in time? Kesnet goes through the smoke, and he's punished for it. In fact, every player on their swing is being punished. Davies, he doesn't even realize how much control is gone. It's the beginning of the end. Giants look like they have this one set in stone, and only one man stands in their way.
It's not had a bad game so far, but this would be a gargantuan task. The side of Giants, they're already thinking about that matchup. EDG waiting for them, revenge within their grasp. The final player standing in their way has been spotted. Rhyme will be the one to take it this time as we go.